God, I'm saying off so much. Jeez, shut up. What's up, fellas? We're back working on the Mustang 345 with my buddy Mark.
Hey.
And we have to replace the lifting arm piston seals. And to do that, we gotta unseize those pins to get the arms all the way up. A little backstory, I got a new machine, and so this one's going to a new home, which is Mark's right down the road. Hope this helps somebody on getting those ridiculous gland nuts off. We'll see how this goes. We got this control panel off. So what we're doing here, this goes up in there, trying to loosen these pins up. So these pins were pretty difficult. There's a 5/16 Allen bolt that holds the knob into the pin. We sprayed PB Blaster in there and then took a pair of channel locks and rotated them a little bit. And then once they were freed up, we were able to move them back and forth without a problem. All right, so now put the pins out and tighten them, screw them down. That should be enough. It's just so it doesn't move. Slowly lower the bucket. So you want to rest the arms on here.
Okay.
Just very, very slowly. I've never done it before, so I don't know what'll happen. All right, so what we're doing here is we want full access to this notorious gland nut. Oh.
It's not going anywhere.
Wait. Hold on, let's hang on it so that this will be the... That's gonna be the thumbnail.
So you're gonna get all these like people with safety.
Oh yeah, OSHA.
Safety narcs.
OSHA, yeah, of course. So your spark plugs are all back here, fully accessible. This is all beautiful aftermarket craftsmanship, as you can see. I replaced the battery.
Did you do this?
No.
Okay.
No. I would cover it up if I did it. For a battery charger. Speaking of which, we have to coat these because they are starting to oxidize a little bit. That's your crankcase filter. Every now and then you might want to replace that. Your air filter is up here. And then if you look here, your seat is right on the other side of this. And you see that filter? That's the hydraulic filter.
Okay.
There. And then your pump is back there.
Okay.
So trying to just a little
orientation
tour. Yeah. Call the Gale. They might give you the year on that serial number, but from my experience when I called them, they were kind of dicks on the phone. They're like, yeah, we don't deal with that anymore. I'm like, all right, thanks. What I was trying to explain, I wasn't doing a very good job at it. You see how that's threaded? That inside rod is threaded?
Yep.
This is threaded, is secured to that.
Okay.
There's no way to hold that back. So, so you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like that's... So how the F are you going to get this?
Hammer action.
Exactly.
It's the only way.
That's the only way you're going to get that off of there.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean...
How annoying is that?
Yeah, unless there's some specialized tool that'll grab onto like 2 threads.
And then you'll mar up the threads. You'll screw up the
threads. Oh yeah,
threads,
that wouldn't
sure.
work anyway, because you need this to rotate up.
Right.
Right.
You can see that no one's ever done this before. Like there's no damage to this.
Yeah.
Now if you look at the other one, there's a little bit of damage from, oh, look at that, it's loose. Jesus. And it wasn't even leaking. So we'll fix that. Just make a mental note.
Yeah.
Let's hammer that. But you can see how I damaged it a little bit, right? And then these are all teeth marks from my pipe wrench on getting it loose. A lot of guys put this in a vise and crank on it. You don't have to do any of that shit. You take all this out, and then you take this. So what we're gonna do is take this bolt out, take this pin out. Once you get it all out and apart, you get the piston out of here. You put it back on this pin, and you have it over here.
Okay.
And this is your vise now. All right. So, new revelation. Tried a few things, didn't work. So the way to do it is you get the arms up, resting on the pins, right? Resting on those pins there, on both sides, obviously. You sit in the cab, and there is a gap right here. I don't know if you can see that, but right there, and you can drive the pin. You can drive the pin out. I'm not sure if that's how it's designed, but that's the only access that I can see that will work. And before I shoot myself in the foot, let's try it. Well, that worked. Hope I didn't damage anything here. No. There's no pushing that down. In this scenario, what we do is relieve the pressure out of the hydraulic lines. All right, so here's an update, fellas. What a pain in the ass. And I know everyone tells me not to curse on YouTube, but I don't really give a shit because Mark and I just battled with this thing for about 2 hours. First, to get that pin out was a pain in the ass. You got to get it from inside the cab and hammer it out this way with a punch. Couldn't get my demo screwdriver in there because the cage was bent. So good thing I had a snap-on punch which punched it out. Corny ass. You have to take this barrel off in order to get the piston out. The way to get it out is there's a 1/2-inch nut and bolt holding the pin in. You grab onto the Zerk fitting and just pull it out. It's the only way we could do it. You really do need 2 people to do that because one person has to move the barrel around and the other person pulls. So you're relieving the pressure off of the pin. All the hoses have to be disconnected in order to get the piston out, again, to relieve the pressure. Once we loosened everything up and disconnected everything, obviously it came out without a problem. But with the hoses just loose, also, if you're going to do this, don't be jerks like us. Clean everything first, like power wash it before you take anything apart. You know, don't do what we did. Now to take that apart. Oh, so this is the trick if you don't have a vise to get the nut out. Put the pin back and that's your vise now. I think that's self-explanatory. You could just crank on that without a problem.
Take the nut off the bottom?
Yeah, but you're not going to be able to do it just like that.
Oh, not with my hands.
I mean, I know you're strong, but maybe push it in a little bit further on the pin. You might need a cheater bar. What? Are you serious? Dude. All right, so on my Bobcat, I needed, I don't know, a 2-foot pipe wrench and a 3-foot cheater bar. And this guy's just doing it with his hand. Mark is a beast, so, you know, maybe that's why.
Yeah, that's got to be it.
That's it. Not sponsored.
Oh, I see what we're replacing. Look at this. Cracked.
Yep.
Broken.
Well, that's the dust seal. So
Okay.
that's just a dust seal. It's not a big deal. That keeps like the dirt and
Yeah.
majority of the debris, but it's the inside seals that you have to worry about. Wait. Don't take anything out yet.
Okay. No, I'm not.
Just clean it out.
Because you want to be able to reconstruct it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Another trick, because some of these are really tight, so you put them in boiling water
Yeah.
to make them, you know. Actually,
Yeah.
you know what? Let me ask her, because
Do the
I
same
had to
thing
do.
with chainsaws. I'm gonna be done by the time you get back.
Make sure you're going in the right order.
I am. Wait, what do you mean right order?
Do it like one at a time.
I'm doing it one at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Camera. Damn, dude, you're down 3 deep.
Yeah, but they're Miller Lights.
Wait. So in there, try to clean all that shit up. You did this one?
Yep. That's how it fits.
Get yourself one of these. Not you, them. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
I used it on this before.
Oh.
On the other one.
Seems like it would work better for outside gaskets
There it
than
is.
inside. Oh, that makes sense.
There it is.
Yes.
Just get it in there and
Yeah,
then
just let go. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it, yeah, that's it. So I've done a couple without this.
Probably hard.
It's a real pain in the ass.
Yeah, there's a couple like very tiny little rings that go in the piston of the chainsaw, and I don't have the special tool, but Steel makes a special tool. It's like $50.
Yeah.
It does that one thing.
The
right?
one function,
Yeah.
but it's so much easier on your life.
Probably is if you're doing it all the time, but have another beer.
Shut up, pussy. She's making us lunch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm surprised she didn't come out with lunch already. She's fucking Italian, man. She cooks for 30 people, and there's 2. It's great. So the part number for the seals, if you're interested, is that.
Yeah.
I'll put it in the description. And some
Do you
ATF.
have like a piece of PVC pipe we could put over the end and just hammer it?
Other than that.
Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah.
Good.
Wait. Let's oh man,
What? What?
the fucking nut.
Oh shit! We gotta take everything off. Fucker! Oh my god!
Wait, can this? Please tell me. Can
No,
it?
It's not gonna.
It's a fucking manhole.
There's no way I'm gonna get this out.
And hook it up to the truck and pull it. Yep. Oh.
I didn't realize it was coming out that fast. That's what she said.
All right. Again, don't do what we do. There. Got it? And I put it on there with some strength, huh? Apparently.
Sure, whatever.
All right, fellas. So that's going to do it for this one. As usual, the video was a little choppy. That's what happens when you're on a limited time schedule and trying to get things done when it's a little cold outside. You know what I mean? Anyway, we managed to get one of the pistons done, which is on the other side. That one was leaking pretty bad, and so that's why we started with that one. This one wasn't too bad, but the gland nut on this side was very difficult to get off. It looks like somebody may have painted the machine at some point in the past, so the threads that held the gland nut on, we didn't clean the paint off, so it caused a little bit of a problem getting it off. Anyway, so we did end up getting it loose and freed up. A couple tips on getting this completed. You got to raise the boom up, disconnect the pins from here and the pin down there. You got to get the barrel out. You can't really do it with it on, because the piston that's inside there, it's too long and it ends up hitting the bottom of the mast when you have this raised up. Unless you have a way to raise the arms all the way up and out of the way and secure it, then you might be able to get it out. But it's about 2.5 to 3 inches too short where you can't get the piston out of the barrel. So at the end of it, Mark and I just decided, get the barrel out of there, and then that was a lot easier. The other thing was, it's easier to take the tires off. Probably should have taken this one off. That may have made it a little bit easier, but definitely get that tire off of there, and that allows for a little bit more space to work with. The other thing is, you have to have a number of tools available at your disposal. Majority of the bolts that hold this thing together are 9/16. Everything is 9/16 for the most part. These are 1/2 inch, so anything here, anything that holds the pins in, those are all 9/16. Those fittings, not sure what the size they are, so you need crescent wrenches or adjustable wrenches. Outside of that, I can't really tell you all the different tools that we used. We used a bunch of rubber mallets, a piece of 1.25 inch PVC as a press, like a, not a press. We used that to hammer the pieces back onto the piston. I don't know what you call it, the gland, and then the other piece, I don't know what it's called, but we used that as well. That's going to do it for this one. If you guys need the parts manual for this machine, or you need the owner's manual for it, let me know in the comments below, and I'd be happy to send it to you. So that being said, look at this. Yep, that's the new toy, and it does some serious work. It's about 9,500 pounds. This guy is about 3,500 pounds. Really excited about it. There's a bunch of repairs that need to be done on that machine as well. I should have inspected that a little bit further, but I was fed up with looking for machines, and I just wanted it to be done. I'll see you later.